What is up, y'all? Willie Beeman here, bringing another 2K16 video. On today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to play good defense out in the park. This is going to be more of a focus on switching and help defense, and just positioning and a little bit of general defensive tips. Just kind of show you guys how to be great in the park. Alright, on this first play, we're going to see a little guard ISO on the left side, and the center sets a nice little pick. And the guy gets open, but as you see here, this is kind of an example of a great switch by the 2 guard. So as we re-watch this play, so you see the pick getting set here. I got to duck down into the paint just because I got to watch for either the drive or the roll to the basket. As soon as he sets that pick, is a really great pick. It gets him wide open, but watch the 2 guard fly over and play great help defense there. Our point guard didn't do a great switch over to the other player, but fortunately for us, it was a bad pass over to him, and we got that one stopped. Alright, on the next play, this is going to be several rotations here, so if you pay attention to the first play, you might be able to catch all of them. But they break us down pretty good, but we end up getting the foul to stop them. So as we rewatch this play, the 2 guard reaches on the pass in, so that kind of leaves them vulnerable. So he's got this driving lane here. Luckily, the point guard and me are in good position to help. So as soon as he kind of drives in here, me and him are going to collapse down. And the 2 guard is actually going to play a really good rotation here and run out to the outside. So if he did the kick out, we still would have got pressure out on that pass. Fortunately, he passes it to the center. I do a pretty bad rotation back to the center, but the point guard, he plays another good help rotation over and gets that foul. Alright, this next play is going to show kind of how you play backstop as a center. So there's a lot of times whenever you're going to really need to help out your guards if they have their guy get past them. And really it's really key to get good rotations as a center. It makes a big difference in your overall team defense. So here he gets past them. So at this point I know he's my guy. I have full responsibility to stop him. We get a good switch there where I stop him and he ends up picking up his own guy, so we don't have a center on a guard. So we get a really good switch there. It's great defense. So they switch over to a post ISO formation, and I got my guy, they got their guys. So East All-Stars overplays the pass there, and he drives them back to the inside, which is what you want to do as a guard. You always want to let your guy go towards the help defense, which I'm there. And I'm not going to jump just because I know that I got that. Alright, this next play is going to be a good example of what happens whenever you have multiple decisions on a switch as a center. So on this play, both guys are really going to be open. It's going to be kind of a split-second decision for me to make on who to switch to. So I see the red guy and the blue guy are going to be open, but as a center, you always want to rotate down towards the basket and let the guards rotate up. So I'm going to rotate down on the blue guy and contest his shot, and then we'll give up the 3 to the center, which is always, it's a better shot than, a wide open shot down low. Alright, the next play is going to be an example of really several good defensive principles. So we played really great man defense and really disciplined defense. And then also I kind of show off what you need to do off of a pick as a center, and it's called a hedging, which you just saw right there, and I'll kind of explain the philosophy behind that in the replay. So here we go. So we got our point guard, guarding ball, and so he does a good job of stopping ball initially, and so they kind of get into their offensive set. And he allows them to penetrate, and our 2 guard is actually going to play really disciplined defense right here and actually go out on his guy instead of contesting that shot. So there's fantastic defense by the 2 guard. So now they get back into an ISO kind of situation, and the center goes up to set a pick. And so you see here how he sets the pick right there. I'm going to go over there and hedge. So this is kind of a formation where you're going to hedge the side that the guard isn't on, and that way you make the guard make a more wide turn around the pick. And I see him get past the pick pretty cleanly, so I'm able to kind of rotate back over to the center and contest the shot. Alright, this play is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be an example of how not to play defense. So I've been running post ISOs against this team the whole game. So they know that I'm deadly in the post, so I'm going to command a little bit of a double team. And it's going to show you how bad rotations and how bad defense can really just tear you apart. So I get down in the post, and they don't let the center actually guard me. They come down and try to do a little triple team. So at this point, they're pretty much cooked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick it over to the wide open man. And what they're going to do is they're going to do a terrible rotation where both guys go after the 2 guard. Kick it over to the point guard, and the rest is history. He's going to nail this shot. Easy 3. Alright, this next play is going to be an example of a guard ISO play where we break down the defense and get multiple double teams. And it kind of shows how you really don't want to help at some points. If you see a guy in good positioning, you really don't want to help him out. So right here, our guards, he's in the ISO. What he's going to do is he's going to do the size up, and then he's going to break him down to the baseline. And then that's good help by the center. And then he kicks the ball to me. And their 2 guard actually comes over, even though the center's in great position, gives up open shot. All right, this next play is going to be another situation where a switch on the other team's part would have been appropriate. So we end up getting into a kind of a guard ISO play, and then I end up getting a really nice pick. And their guard really makes a terrible play. The center does his job, but the guard makes a terrible decision to try to come over and double team. So here I get the ball. I was thinking about the ISO, so I ended up kicking it out. And then I set this pick right here to let him know, I'm here if he needs me. So I get in position, I get him set, and so at that point, the 2 guard should have stayed on me. But for some reason, he comes and rotates out and tries to double team the guard and gives up a wide open dunk. Alright, this next play is going to be a combination of a backstop and switch. So I ended up having to play backstop, but we didn't get as clean a re-switch as the first time I showed the backstop play. So right here, I'm going to show, I'm playing backstop. I see the guy get by him, I pick him up. And then the center does a really good job of flaring out and creating a mismatch here. Unfortunately, their spread of the floor is pretty awful at this point, so I'm able to kind of play backstop as well, and I end up rotating over and trying to take over the center and let the guard do his thing. It was a little bit risky. We actually would have given up an open shot if the guy would have made a smart play. But thankfully, he goes up with this terrible shot, and I'm able to contest, and they miss. Alright, this next play is another example of the backstop and switch. So, I end up getting the backstop, and we get a switch, and it really doesn't work out for us this time. They end up getting the easy dunk. And I'll kind of break this down real quick. So I get the backstop, and on this backstop, the guard should have switched back to the guard and let me have the center. But he ends up going ahead and committing to the switch, so I had to come out here and guard the guard out in the corner. And he does a good job of being patient and letting the center really get set up, and then kicking the ball down and really putting a lot of pressure on our guard to try to play some defense. Alright, now here's going to be an example of a help defense. So we play the play really well until this point. And then I'm able to, recover for us and get a nice little block. So this kind of shows, you gotta be that post defender. You gotta protect the paint if you're the center, especially if you're playing a center that doesn't play outside very much, which this guy didn't. So I'm always ready for somebody to try to come in the paint and dunk on me. I've been dunked on a bunch, so I don't really care if they do it. I'm always trying to get that block. So here he sees the lane wide open. I gotta come and help. And so I come real quick, get the block, boom, and then the center picks it up, and he does a little mistake and tries to shoot it and misses. Alright, this next play is just an example of just great positioning and timing on the part of our 2 guard. And as we rewatch this, I'm going to freeze it right here. And if you look at our formation, we're in really great formation. East All-Stars cutting off the baseline. We're both in the center, so he can't take baseline. He tries to drive to the inside and gets a slight double team here, and he has to panic pass, and the 2 guard sees it coming, gets the interception, and that's a fast break for us. Alright, here's another play where I try to do some help defense. So right here I see him kind of break his guy down. I'm the only guy down there to stop it, and I just kind of come over for the block. So right here I'm kind of relying on the 2 guard to really close out on any other kind of pass outs. Really a pass out would have killed us there, but he made a bad decision and went up for the shot, and I got the block. Alright, this play is going to be an example of trusting your teammates. So, you know, the guards, they kind of see me over here, you know, guarding my guy. They're going to leave me on an island. I'm going to do my thing. And, you know, we've been playing them the whole game real tight. Got them real frustrated, and they're taking bad shots. That's what this defense will do. If you learn how to play defense really well, people will start taking dumb shots, and it'll make winning games a lot easier for you. So here, you know, he starts doing size ups and spin moves and things, and he kicks it over to the guard. And he thinks, I'm just going to run over, I'm going to do a step back and shoot it. You know, I don't really care anymore at this point. So he misses. I get the rebound. Alright, this next play is going to be textbook on how to guard outside centers. So I'm going to kind of break it down to you in the next clip. So this is the exact distance you want to play on a center. So the top of the key, if they're on the three-point line, you don't want to play any closer than the top of the key. As long as you got automatic shot contest on, you'll contest that shot, and it'll make it really difficult for a center to hit anything like that. Alright, the next play is going to be the importance of baseline containment for guards. So if you watch this play really closely, you're going to see that our point guard's in pretty awful position right here. The two guard and me are really guarding everything to the inside, so all he has to do is take away the baseline, and there's really nothing they can do. But he's in awful position right here. And there's no way that I can get there in time to help. If he sends them to the inside, I can most definitely help him out. So that just kind of shows you the importance of shading the baseline if you're off on the side like that. Alright, and the last clip here is going to be really simple. Basically, if you have an elite defender down low, there's no reason to double team or help him out. Just let him do his thing. The two guard here kind of helps out a little bit too much, gets caught in no man's land. So as you're watching this this last clip, you know, break it down for yourself. If you like this video, leave a like down below. If you guys have some other kind of defensive tips or whatever, you know, leave them in the comments below. Help everybody out. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And this is Willie Beeman, and I'm out. Thanks.